Jack, first 3 points of the season and top of the league, how does that feel?
Delighted to win the game. I think opening fixture at any point, you understand the importance of getting off to a good start, and we managed to do that today against a tough side. Made it difficult for us, particularly in the second half, but to eventually grind out the victory and achieve those 3 points is really pleasing for the group of players, because it's been a long time since they've had the opportunity to try and win a game.
I know it's a cliche, but it really was a game of two halves. The counter-attacking play in the first half and digging in the second. How pleased are you to see both sides of your team today?
Yeah, I mean, that is, when you reflect on it, it is pleasing. I would like to not have to do the digging inside, but the truth is, in the Scottish Premiership, there is little between a lot of the teams, so you're going to face periods like that in matches, and it's something that we've worked hard on pre-season, because we've understood that we needed to get better at it from last year, because that other side of the game, how much of a threat we are on the counter, the opportunities we create, because we did that again today, and making goalkeepers work or scoring goals is always going to be there. So if we can continue to produce the defensive type performance we did again today as a whole team, then we'll continue to win games.
Martin Boyle as well, seems like he's just picked up from where he's left off from tail end of last season. How impressed were you with him today?
Yeah, he's by his own admission, I think he's felt as if he's not quite been at his best pre-season, but it's all about being ready for today, and he assured us that he would be, and he was. He carries that threat that worries teams because of his pace, but then his goal scoring ability and ability to create chances is terrific. And again, you've got to give him credit, because we're asking him to play in a slightly different role today, because Christian's only just recently returned to fitness. So him playing alongside Kevin for that early part of the game, I think they were effective in how they linked together, and ultimately in that period we scored the 2 goals that have helped us win the game.
And all 3 signings just seemed like they slotted right into that starting 11 and all put on a really good performance.
Yeah, I didn't have any concerns that they wouldn't. I think how they've been within the group, how they've played in the pre-season matches to date, and their willingness to adapt to changes in system and changes in instruction has been really good as well. So, but getting that first game out of the way is important for them, because although there was no crowd in today, it's still emotionally draining making your debut for a new team, and they will all be pleased that they've played their partners winning the game.
Josh's competitive debut as well. He's a player that was excellent for Queen's Park last season and playing the reserves as well, and he really seemed like he stepped up today. Yeah,
first of all, I think we shouldn't underestimate how big a deal it is for a young player to make his competitive debut, particularly for a club of this stature. So 18 years old to start a Premier League game for Hibs is outstanding. It's something that he'll always remember. I'm sure he would have wished that there were more people in to see him doing it, but that'll come from in the future. And his contribution the time he was on the park was excellent. He looked like he had played a significant number of games at this level, and he was playing against a really good opponent in Chris Burke as well. So he can be really, really pleased with what he did today. He fatigued, as I thought he would, in the latter part of the game, and he would admit that he found it very different to what he's used to. But so pleased that he's got that now under his belt, that first game, and at the moment he's a big part of what we're doing moving forward. So pleased for him.
Of course, at the moment it's unprecedented circumstances with games behind closed doors. I know there's been a couple of friendlies in the last few weeks, but first competitive game, how did you find it, being touchline and being able to communicate with your players maybe a bit better?
Yeah, it certainly made that, I think, being able to pass on instructions slightly easier, and I think even for the players, I think they're able to communicate with each other probably more easily, because obviously the lack of noise that's in the stadium. I don't think we'll ever become fully accustomed to it and want it to be the case, but I think from my point of view, I think having the competitive game certainly helped me, because it felt like you were more immersed in the game. A lot of the time you're in the technical area, you don't notice a lot else that's going around you, but in the pre-season friendly matches you do that a little bit more, so it's felt a little bit strange, whereas today, from my point of view, that intensity around the game I think was there, and I think it'll be there moving forward. So pleased, I think, for everybody just to get this first match out of the way and have a feel for what it's going to be like.